Morning. It's now Sunday the 28th of August 2022 and it's Sunday. So yesterday we done a bit of harvesting. We're going to finish that off today. We've got Tony coming up today hopefully to give me a hand again. So I just want to show you this. I decided I would get all of this path finished off and get down with the ride-on mower. So someone had mentioned about whether it was the council that maintained this. It isn't. They did actually put this path in, and they tried to get permission to put this path in, but they never ever found the landowner either. And I've had this property, this allotment now for over 15 years, and basically have squatters' rights on it now because, well, no one knows who owns the land, and it's not the council. So they won't maintain this. I have to do it, and as you can see, I've been down with the ride-on mower and the strimmers, and we've cut back a lot of brush so that I can get the cart up and down here. So I'm just going to pause you out here now while I take the post out. Right, we've got the post taken out now and we're just on our way up the path. So this is what you can see, everything that I've cut back. There is still a few long ends, like this one here. There's one or two more long ends, but you can see on both sides I've cut it back with the bramble smasher and then came down with the ride-on mower. I'm going to have to stop recording now, guys. There's too many people on the path. What a nightmare that was. I've been stopped 5 times in this little short journey of trying to get up here. Right, anyways, as you can see, this is what we done yesterday after we'd done the first harvesting. We've got all this cut back down here now, sufficiently wide enough that I can get the car through without scratching it. As you can see, the path narrows out down here. The council ran out of stone and they dropped it down to just literally a footpath. And I have to do this to try and maintain this area for getting up and down. And this bit of a turning area up here, our Tony came up with a digger last year, put me a bit of stone down on here, and he cut the bank back here so that I could get the car in to the side without stopping, so that people could still get round and past my car. Right, that was hard work. Every time I tried to video, I got stopped by someone as I'm coming up the path, asking questions, just having a general chit chat. I had to do it in half a dozen stages. But yesterday, we came down here, and we got all the way down there now, cut right down to number 1 on the ride-on mower. It's not perfect, but it'll start to make a comeback, just as grass more or less. There will be a little bit of trimming against the fences, but I'm not sure how I'm going to do that because of this netting that put on years ago. It's a bit difficult trying to get right up to it without, you see, I caught it in a couple of places down there. But as you can see, yesterday I spent the rest of the day doing all of this and getting it cut right down to number 1 on the lawnmower, all the way to the bottom. So while we had the ride-on lawnmower out, I decided I'd do all this again because it was actually getting quite long. I don't know if you've seen on yesterday's video when I was harvesting the lettuces. So basically, we cut all this again. And since then, we've missed them all. It's going back through, started popping up in here. I hope it hasn't gone into the citrus tree house and doing the same in there. No, thankfully not. We gave all of these beds a good soaking down yesterday and all of these plants a good drink. We filled all of the halos up with water and I drowned it in between all of the beds to give the basil and the tagetes and flowers a good drink as well. Happy days. Right, so I've just been and put the kettle on. Going to have this cup of coffee as always and start the day with a nice cup of coffee. Tony's just phoned to say he's on his way and he's bringing me some more hen feed. So we'll have this cup of coffee and then we're going to crack on over there and see what other harvests we've got we can take and bring you along. So I haven't done a trial run on this, I haven't checked them or anything, but I'm hoping, fingers crossed, we're going to have something decent in here. These are Sweet Candle, if I remember right, and we'll see how these have turned out. So here goes, guys. Wish me luck. Oh wow, look at these. Now you might be saying, well, what about it? That is an amazing carrot for me. I don't think I've ever grew anything over that size, and they've all turned up on me and gnarled and everything. And if they're all like this, I'll be a happy bunny. Let's get cracking. Can't believe how long that took, guys, but what a harvest. So we've now ripped out all of the peas, and one lesson I've learned this year, don't grow peas in with carrots because they get tangled in the carrots, and I've had to, as you can see, they're now flopped over. They will pick up and make out, but yeah, the mice have been having a bit of a field day down the back of there as well, as you can see, eating some of the peas as well. But I'm going to leave these will come back up again. And I've ripped out all of the dwarf French beans. They were the ones that I planted that I thought the seeds were duff, and every one came up. I've ripped them out and I've put them on the compost. Now yes, if I picked them they would have produced more, but I don't want any more. And here's the reason why. I've got a great big carrier bag full of them here. And those are my carrots dressed off that we've taken so far. So, all of the beans have came out as well. I'm not sure whether to burn these or whether to put them on the compost. I'm thinking burn them because they've got full of mildew. So I might just leave them to dry out and then burn them. But I really need to get cracking on here now because so much is going on. And I discovered it wasn't caterpillars that destroyed these cabbages, it's actually slugs. I wouldn't care, but I do actually have some proper slug pellets left over from a couple of years ago. I only wish I'd put some in there with them. But we'll plant some more of these, we're going to sow some more of these and get them in. And hopefully the next the next harvest we'll get something decent. We might salvage something out of this yet. Right, okay, I better get cracking. I have a lot to do, lots of tidying up to do, weeding to do. Yeah, I've still got more harvests, of course. Going to take some of these snowball turnips now. Probably pull all of those onions up out there that's finished off there over there now. And see what else we've got. Maybe test the sweet corn, see what we've got there. I thought I would take one of the sweet corn cobs, see what they're like. A little bit disappointing. There's a lot of insects behind the leaves. I'm not sure what they were, but nonetheless there is some nice corn on here, and it's ready because when I press my thumbnail into there, all the milk's coming out of it. So, but they obviously haven't got pollinated properly, and although the corn is still starting to make up there, it's green. We'll just chop that bit off. That's still a nice piece of corn. We'll try another one just in case this is a one-off, and if it's the same then we'll just leave them a bit longer. Right, I've been harvesting these beans off this, and it's absolutely covered in beans. I've picked hundreds already, and this thing is just growing all over the pea trellis, and it's millions and millions of peas on it. Beans rather, millions of them. Way more than we're ever going to eat. I've got what I think we're going to need, and it's still flowering and everything. It's the weight of it. I don't know if you can see, it's actually fell over on the fence. I'm basically going to rip these out because they're just too prolific. If anything, I'm going to pull these right out. This is what we've got so far. I don't need any more than that. I'm going to have to chop and freeze these as it is, and there's only so much room in the freezer. So, needs must. Right, we're getting there very slowly, guys. We've been at this all day. Right, I took a couple of celery out. I'm not sure how good these are. I never really grew them before, but let me know in the comments what you think. Are these good celery? Or, oh, again, there's a lot more, but I didn't want to take any more because there's only so much you can eat at one time. But let me know what you think about those. A couple of snowball turnips we took as well. Really nice. They look really nice, them. And another small harvest of rhubarb. And we took a bit more sweet corn. They're not full, the cobs are not full yet, but I've took a couple off. So can't wait to taste them. Yeah, I've cut the beans out now. And there's all the poles on there. I really don't want any more beans. I've just cut them off and left them there to dry. And I'm just going to burn them. Or can they be composted with the beans still attached? There's hundreds and hundreds of beans still on there. Can you compost them with the beans on? If you can, we'll use them for compost, or I'll burn them otherwise. So I've now cut all these beans out as well. We don't want any more of them either. And freed this space up. I'm going to put a bit of fish blood and bone on here. Give these a good watering and see if we can't get them to recover a bit. Yeah, these cobs are really nice on these. We took out all the little onions that was in there, and the bolted rhubarb, chard, etc. And we've just left these celeries in here to come on a bit longer. A couple of little onions that was in there, getting no daylight, so they're only small, but they're onions. I absolutely love onions, so I don't care what size they are. And anything that's really small, we'll just keep it, and we'll use them as sets next year and see if we have any joy with that. Right, this is turning into a long, hard day for me. Tony and Jay are over in the other allotment. They've got the complete aviary down now, and they've got all that shed fixed up, and they're now taking the last aviary down while I'm over here doing this. So another thing I did get done was, yeah, I've got more onions pulled up here. They're drying out on the path. I'll put them into the polytunnel later. I took a few more big beans off those beans before I've scrapped them. I'm going to leave all of this to dry out. They will be getting burned because they're full of mildew. And I've tidied this turnip bed up. So we've got some normal Swede in here, little turnips in here. I think they are Tweed, yeah, F1. I'm not liking the look of these. Don't know whether I'll bother with them again. I prefer these little white turnips are for me. They're quick to mature, and they look so much more edible. So we'll just be growing those from now on, I think. Yeah, I'm going to take all the covers off these now and leave everything to their own devices. They got full of slugs, and yeah, they're just too cramped in here now. We need to get weeded as well. So I'm off all week, so I'm going to work my way through this lot. All these shrubs are getting ripped out. This bed's coming out, and we're going to have 3-foot square beds in here to use this space a bit better. Still a lot of weeding to do. Everything I'm just pulling out, leaving on the paths for now to let the sun bake it out. Then we'll decide what we're going to do with it. But let me know in the comments below if those beans can be composted with the beans still attached, or am I liable to get them growing in the compost bin. Right, I better crack on, see if we can get something else done. Right, just a quick roundup. It's 6 PM in the evening again now. Tony and Jay have both gone, but they've managed to get this aviary completely down. They've got my guttering back up and into the barrels. We've cleared most of the rubbish from down here. There's some timber here that we've salvaged, and they've got this aviary down now as well. And Tony's coming midweek to make a start on clearing this for me as well, while I get over in the grown area and get on top of them weeds again and get the bed sorted out. So another cracking day. I just don't know where the time goes to. I am absolutely wore out, and all I've done is harvest, and I haven't even showed you everything, I don't think. Let me just give you a quick look now. So in here we've got tomatoes again, rhubarb, aubergine, that's from yesterday, sweetcorn, white turnip, loads and loads of runner beans, French beans. I've now been and got some kale. We've been picking off this kale since March. I managed to salvage one of those small cabbages, and celery, and in the bottom of there is runner beans by the thousand, and Tony's took some. Oh, and our carrots as well. So a really good harvest. That's basically today's harvest. We'll take that down and we'll make use of that. We'll have to freeze some of it, obviously. Just don't know where the time goes, guys. Right, as always, wherever you are in the world, please stay safe and be practical and keep yourselves out of harm's way. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again in the next video.